Good morning, guys. Happy Thursday. Marley, you say good morning to YouTube? You did. Don't lick me. Don't lick me. Chill, bro. We got to have a chat. So, guys, it was on my mind all morning to have a chat with you because I don't know what it is, but I just felt like I needed to share some things that I've been thinking about lately. And this week, when I went to the gym, I was on the stairs and I was struggling. So I'll insert a video if I have it. I don't know how many minutes I was in, but I was hanging on for dear life on the stairs. And this woman comes next to me, and she's actually between myself and my friend Heather, who you guys have seen on the channel before. But she came and she got on the stairs very energetically on the stairs, and she pumped that baby all the way to 20. And when I tell you she was on 20 for as long as I was on the stairs, and I did 25 minutes, and I don't think I was that far into my cardio. So she got on the stairs and she was just going at 20, and I'm sitting there at 11 and I am on the handles and I'm struggling, and I'm looking at her and I'm like, how are you doing that? Like, I wanted to give up. Like, literally in my mind, as before she even got on there, I was thinking to myself, this truly is what suffering feels like. Like, this has to be suffering, because why am I doing this? And as soon as she got on the stairs, I wanted to go harder. Like, I wanted to do more. And I don't know her, but I was just so motivated by her energy and her push and drive to just go. And, it was a breeze. Just go in a 20. And I'm like, oh my God, how do you do that? I'm barely hanging on at 11. Now, mind you, I did a workout set before my cardio. So I was already in an hour because I did lower body. So I think I was within reason to be tired, but the fact that she got on the stairs and she just pushed it, I was still hanging on, but I didn't think about suffering as much, because I'm like, if homegirl over here can push out 20 just no problem, then I should be able to push out this 11. That interaction made me think, because literally I was thinking about suffering the entire time that I was on the stairs, because I've been pushing myself. And I don't think I've shared with you guys what my goal has been over the last 2 weeks. So I'll kind of bring you up to speed. I know I've told you guys about me buying a car, and that has been an ordeal all of July and the last end of June. So maybe about 6 weeks now, I have been looking for a car and dealing with a lot of things. Marley. So I have been in the whole car realm for weeks now, and it's been so stressful. And I'll have to tell you guys that story at a later date, but I did finally buy a car. So I told myself that now that I have completed that purchase, and I did put a substantial amount of money down on the car, so much so that I nearly paid for the whole thing, and I financed a very small part of it. My car payment is probably, I think it's one something, I think. Now, I could have paid off the whole thing, but I wanted to keep a few dollars in my bank account, so I did that. But I feel happy that I did it the way that I did it, because I really, really, really don't like to have bills. So, but I figure if it's only $100 or so for a car payment, that's not a big deal. But what I did was almost as if I took a loan from myself, and the way that I paid myself back was to work out and to try to get into the best shape that I could before the car came home, because I bought it in a different state and they're actually delivering it today. So I gave myself about 2 weeks to get in shape. So from that very day that I saw the car, and the very day that I gave them the deposit of the money to pay for the car, I went full speed ahead. So 5 days a week, I did cardio and I worked out, and I rested 2 days. So I did that for 2 weeks straight. And I definitely noticed a huge difference in my body and in my motivation, my drive, and all the things. There's so much that came out of this last 2 weeks that I am very surprised about. And I'll have to share that with you guys too. But the reason why I gave myself this goal was because I feel like I wanted to do something for myself to pay myself back. And I think I did it. And when I was on the stairs and I was suffering through those Stairmaster and on that 11, and I was like, why am I doing this? Why am I putting myself through so much suffering? But then I thought to myself, you made a promise to yourself to get this done. So there's no way that you could break this promise to yourself, because if you break the promise to yourself, who are you going to keep a promise to if not to yourself? So I couldn't quit. I didn't want to stop. Pouring sweat every single day, having to wash my hair now twice a week, which normally I only do it once a week. And this is an ordeal to wash. For me, it just takes me a while to wash my hair. It's also therapeutic, but it takes me a while. But because I've been pouring so much sweat, I've had to wash my hair more often. But I'm so proud of myself for keeping that promise to myself. And as much as I felt like maybe it would be too much, or maybe I'm pushing myself too hard, I was still able to do it. And I thought that it was such a great example to see that lady just pop up onto the stairs and hit that 20. And then even with me thinking about suffering, it made me want to go harder. So, I think it's always beneficial to have people around you who can motivate you and push you and encourage you. And I know sometimes that can be easier said than done, because I actually have friends in my circle, friends that I call best friends, who have called my jobs hobbies. And here's an example. I have 2 careers running concurrently, and I have a fashion career, and where I work in apparel. I'm a designer, I'm a tech designer, I'm a tailor. I do those things. And I've been doing that from, I don't know, since my grandmother taught me how to sew. God rest her soul. So, and I'm thankful that I've been able to make a whole career, decades of careers to do what I love to do. But at the same time, I also have my fitness career, which has been running almost at the same time. And I have been giving it just about the same amount of energy as well. But for some reason, I have friends that call my fitness side a hobby, where in some realms, some worlds, some groups of people, they consider designing and being a designer a hobby. So how could you consider one a hobby over another? I'm not sure, but I use that as an example where there could be people in your circle who say that they believe in you, people who are in your circle who say that they support you, but they may not. And that's okay. That's for them. What I do in my life may not necessarily work for them. I am a hustler. I'm very driven. I like to push myself to limits that I've never pushed myself before. And like I said, I was on those stairs and I was thinking, am I going to pass out today? Is this the day that I'm going to fall over this railing? Because I was done. But afterwards, I feel so strong. I feel undefeated. I feel Invictus, I think is what the word is. And I think that means undefeated. Check me on that. But, I just say that to say that, the support and the motivation and the drive and that thing that you may need from a friend or a family or a lover, you may not get. And sometimes that of what you really need to push you is inside you. It's within you. And it's not what someone is going to give you outside in the world. It's what you can give yourself from the inside out. So that goal that I gave myself after buying the car, after putting so much money down, and over these 6 weeks now, I had a hard time separating myself from that dollar. I don't know why, because I really wanted the car. I just couldn't part ways with that money. But once I finally did, it was a stress reliever and I was ready to go full throttle back into my fitness. And I'm glad I did. But at the same time, when I look back in these last couple of weeks, the only person that I had to support me, to push me, to drive me was me. I didn't lean on anyone or have to run anything by anyone to say, what do you think about me doing this particular fitness journey for these next 2 weeks? Or are you guys working out? I'm going to work out too. It wasn't any of that. It was really me saying, I don't like the way that I look right now. And now that the car situation is complete, now I'm going to push myself to get to where I want to get to. Now, did I get to exactly where I wanted to in 2 weeks? No, but I'm still a work in progress and I've catapulted myself into my fitness journey. And I'm excited about that because there's been plenty of times when I feel like quitting or I don't want to push myself as hard as I have these last 2 weeks. And I remember in the beginning of the year, it was easy. It was easy breezy cover girl. Like literally I was chilling. Like I was like, okay, I'll work out a few times. I don't know. It was just kind of like more relaxing than anything. I was still working out, but I wasn't pushing myself hard. And I wasn't sure what hard meant because I thought it was hard, but that suffering on the Stairmaster was definitely the metaphor for life. Like you literally have to push yourself beyond your comfort zone. You have to push yourself to a new limit. And I think I even mentioned that in a few videos before this one. You have to do something different to get different results. I hadn't been pushing myself this hard in a long time. And I'm talking about every single day. Even this morning, I did my 20 minutes of jumping jacks. I did burpees. I did my pole drills. I ran. I did all the things and I was pouring sweat. And when I do that, I notice a good difference in my body. That's what it takes for me to get where I need to go physically. And the thing is, you just have to believe in you. You have to be the biggest cheerleader for yourself because not always will it be that someone will be there to cheer you on. Friends come and go, people live and pass on, and in all of that ups and downs in life, you still have to show up for you. You still have to continue to push yourself until the gods have called you home. And even in that example of my friend who considers what I do in life a hobby, even with me having been in music videos, plenty of them, on TV several times, live venues, all of those things, and them still considering what I do a hobby, me claiming all of the things that I do for my business on my taxes, the tax man does not consider this a hobby. The tax man says this is a job for you. And I say that to say these are my closest people in my life, but I respect that because for them, what I do in my life doesn't work for them. So they can't necessarily push me and support me the way that I need to be supported and pushed. So I have to do it for myself. You have to find your people if you can. Find your people, find your group, find your like-minded souls and bodies that can be that level of support for you. But if you cannot, push yourself. Give yourself those goals, give yourself a deadline and something to push yourself towards. Because if you don't have yourself to push, when will you do it? When will you push yourself? When will you start to get in shape? When will you get your diet in check? When will you work on your credit score or get the job of your dreams or go back to school or leave that guy or girl who isn't serving you or linking up with that guy or girl who you've been interested in? Like, if you don't push yourself, who's gonna do it for you? These last 2 weeks have been amazing. They have been extremely challenging, but I haven't wanted to give up. I have just continued to want to push myself even harder. Thankfully, I have the 2 rest days during the week because I do nothing on those rest days. And maybe I should do cardio on those days, but for now, we're only 2 weeks in. We're just using this as information. So if I'm not leaning out the way that I want to or gaining muscle the way that I want to, then next month I'll look into it a little deeper and say maybe I'll add a little more cardio, or on those rest days, maybe I'll do light weights or something like that. But this is all information and it's all by pushing myself, because those around you, as much as they want to be your cheerleader, sometimes they aren't. And when they aren't, you have to push yourself. You have to be there for yourself. You can't give up. You have to make sure that you believe in you, because who knows what your potential is? Who knows what you're capable of? Actually, you do, because anything is possible. You can do what you think is best for you. If you want to be in the best shape of your life, go do it. Go start it. You can do it. Working out is a stress reducer. I do everything that I can to make sure that my stress is low. I don't want any stress. I want to be the happiest, healthiest person that I can be. And if that means to push myself as hard as I can in the gym, on the pole, play with Marley. That's what I'm going to do. You don't know your potential. You think you know your potential. You think you've reached your limit. But when someone else or something else, some experience or some person around you kind of gives you that nudge to go a little harder and a little farther, you surprise yourself every time. So please allow this to be that nudge for you. If you feel like you've reached your limit or you feel like you're not getting where you need to go, push yourself. I promise you, you can do more. You can go harder. You can reach that goal that you want to achieve just by believing in yourself a little bit more. That suffering was a big deal for me this week. As much as I probably wanted to give up, I'm glad I didn't. And I have friends around me who are like-minded, who are into similar things, but when they're not around and life is quiet, the only person that can push me and tell me not to quit and not to give up is me. So I want that same thing for you guys. So I wanted to share that today, and hopefully you guys are doing amazing. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for being here, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.